Good afternoon, Mets fans, and welcome to a Tuesday edition of Driving with Mr. Met. I am Mr. Met. It is the afternoon, it is not the morning, but I did want to record a video today in light of the news that two more potential targets for the Mets are now off the board as of the last video that I recorded, and I want to talk about those. And I guess really three names are off the board if you think about it. One happened over the weekend, I believe, and I didn't mention it, but I wanted to talk about the three names that are off the board and talk about some of the names that are still on it. Over the weekend and up till yesterday, three names, as I mentioned, that have been connected to the Mets via rumors this offseason have been acquired by other teams. Two of them via free agent contract signing and one via trade. Of the three, I think the one that hits the hardest, in my opinion, is Addison Reed. Addison Reed signed a 2-year deal with the Minnesota Twins. I suspect that he will be in his typical late inning / potentially closer relief role. But that was the one that, for me, struck the hardest, because I really hoped somehow that the Mets would be able to reunite with Reed. Didn't happen. Reed's with the Twins now. The other free agent signing was Howie Kendrick, utility infielder / outfielder / really good bench piece when you look at him. Howie Kendrick signs a 2-year deal to reunite with the Washington Nationals. He would have been a good fit for the Mets, if only because he plays several of the positions that the Mets have sort of holes in right now. But that ain't going to happen. And the final move is Andrew McCutchen. Andrew McCutchen, who, despite the fact that the Mets acquired, signed Jay Bruce to their contract to play right field / first base, somehow the Mets were still rumored to be looking to reunite to trade for Andrew McCutchen. I never quite got that, and I mentioned it yesterday. I never quite got how McCutchen would be a fit. He's not a center fielder. He's going to be a free agent, and I just didn't think he was a great fit for the Mets. We don't have to worry about that now because the Pirates traded him for a couple of really unimpressive names. I don't mean that derogatorily, but two names, sort of lesser names in the Giants farm system, and like $500,000 in international pool money. Whatever. I mean, it's Andrew McCutchen is now going to be a Giant, and that's going to be weird for Pirates fans to see McCutchen, not wearing a Pirates uniform. He's been a Pirate his whole career. So McCutchen's off the board now for the Mets. And before Mets Twitter gets its panties any more in a bunch than it's always in, let's take a look at the fact that there's still a ton of names that are still on the board. JD Martinez, who I think probably was the most high profile, if not the most sought after name on this list, he's still a free agent. The dude is coming off a monster season, and he's still a free agent. Mike Moustakas, still a free agent. In fact, the other two Royals that are with him are still free agents. Eric Hosmer, Lorenzo Cain, Neil Walker is still a free agent. Eduardo Nunez is still a free agent. Todd Frazier is still a free agent. So I know that there's this general feeling that the Mets aren't doing anything, but as I've said a number of times now this offseason, nobody's doing anything. It's just the weirdest thing. There's just not a whole lot of activity. And there's still big names out there. So again, don't freak out that nothing is happening, or that, signing Adrian Gonzalez is like raising the white flag. It's not. There's plenty of time left. There's a month left before pitchers and catchers report to Port St. Lucie for spring training. Let's give the brass here some time to let the offseason continue to unfold, see what pieces are where, and look what happened in 2015. I've beaten this dead horse, but nobody thought the 2015 team in the leading up to the season was going to be a World Series contender. Nobody did. But it's the way the season unfolded. It's the way the pitching carried the team to the trade deadline, allowing Cespedes to join the team. The rest, as we know, is history. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt. I know it's hard. But let's do it. Let's try it. Let's try to be positive about the fact that the Mets might make some moves and it might make the team better. What's the alternative? Just being negative all the time and thinking the Mets are going to be terrible? That's probably what's going to happen. So what's the point in thinking that way? Think positive. Maybe positive things will start happening. That's going to wrap it up for today. I appreciate you watching the video, as always. Don't know when the next time I'll be back to record will be. We've got some snow expected here in the Northeast, and I'm not driving into work in crummy, snowy, crummy conditions. I'll just work from home tomorrow, in which case there will be no driving with Mr. Met. So the next time I'm in the car, I'll probably record a video. We'll do a little update as to where the free agents I just mentioned stand, and we'll go from there. So until that time, again, thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter if you're not already doing so, at Mr_Met. And as always, let's go Mets.